YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with yet another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about CBS Sports, and we're going to be addressing CBS Sports because I have a bone to pick with them. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, I Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me on my social media, links down below in the description. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video.
Let's go. Damn. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Go ahead. I'm about to fuck this joint up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Damn. When I hop in the booth, they fuck with my sound. Put that shit on the scale, we taxin' pound for pound. Nigga keep dissing, put them in the ground. My shit in your ear and tell me how it sound. A nigga too smart can catch me out of bounds. Let's go. That bitch got cooked like some chicken. And he lying, he not rapping what he living. Yeah, that's my cousin, but this shit a business. Work that bitch out just like we doing fitness.
So you're probably like, hey Juan, what's your issue with CBS Sports, man? So as you guys know, every off season, these media outlets like CBS Sports, Fox Sports, ESPN, NFL, they put out their rankings. They put out their list of like different positions, quarterbacks, defensive positions, the best offense, the best defenses headed into the upcoming season. So CBS Sports put out their list where they ranked teams' entire rosters from best to worst. So let's take a look where they have the Washington Commanders ranked amongst the whole entire NFL. So at number one, as you can see, they have the Buffalo Bills as the best roster in all of football. Me personally, I don't have a problem with that. Maybe you move the Rams up at number one. I would personally say the Rams still have the best roster as a whole in the NFL, but I'm not going to argue with the Bills being number one. Then at number two, you have the Chargers, 3 Rams, 4 Bucks, 5 Bengals. Then you got the Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Packers, the Eagles at 9, the Ravens at 10, Broncos at 11. Then you got the Raiders, the Vikings, the Dolphins, the Browns, the Colts, the Steelers, the 49ers, the Cardinals, the Jets, the Saints, the Titans at 22, the Panthers at 23, the Patriots at 24, and then at 25, as you can see, they have the Washington Commanders. There you have it. The CBS Sports have every roster ranked, right? And at number 25, they have the Washington Commanders. So they think the Washington Commanders have the 25th ranked roster in all of football. See, that's my problem right there, bro. You can just tell these insiders, these analysts, these talking heads, they don't know what they're talking about. Because there's no way you genuinely see the talent on this team from the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball and say, yeah, they have the 25th ranked roster in all of football. But that's an issue in itself. But let's see who the teams they have ranked above us. So at 24, they have the New England Patriots. Me personally, I would take our roster over the New England Patriots roster. Only thing that you could argue is maybe their defense is better than us, but I wouldn't even say their defense is better than ours. I would just say it's more proven because our defense is based off all upside, just only for the simple fact that Chase Young got hurt, Montez Sweat was injured for most of the year. But I think our roster's overall better than theirs. Like, I think we have the better quarterback, and yes, I'm saying Carson Wentz is better than Mac Jones. Mac Jones has only been in the season for 1 year, so there's no way you can take him over Carson Wentz. I think we have a better receiving. Who is their number one receiver? Is it Kendrick Bourne? Like, N'Keal Harry? Who is their number one receiver? Like, only thing that you may say they have better than us on offense is a tight end and Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. But other than that, I think our offensive line is better. I definitely think our running game is way better than theirs. And we're talking as a group, guys. We're not just talking one player. This is the whole entire roster. So we're talking about the position groups. Our position group is definitely better than theirs. Running back, wide receivers, quarterback position groups. Then talk about the offensive line. Then the defensive side of the ball. I definitely think our team overall is better than the Patriots. So give me our roster over the Patriots. And I know I'm not being biased at all. I'm being 100% truthful with you guys. And then at 23, I think our roster is better than the Panthers. I really do. As a whole, our quarterback group is better than theirs. Our running back group is better than theirs. Now, Christian McCaffrey may be single-handedly better than anybody in our running back group when he's healthy. But as an overall group, I'm taking our running back group over theirs. I like Chuba Hubbard. I like Christian McCaffrey when healthy. But they don't have 4 running backs capable of showing stuff in their running back room. Then on the receiving core, I like DJ Moore. Robbie Henderson it has bricks for hands. A lot of Panthers fans don't even like him. And then in the tight end room was a Tommy Tremble. Give me Logan Thomas. Give me John Bates over Tommy Tremble at this current moment. Tommy Tremble is solid, but he isn't better than Logan Thomas or John Bates for that matter. And I think our offensive line is way better than theirs. They just got Ike Okongwu, so that's going to boost their offensive line. But overall, I think our roster is better than theirs. Now, their defense is really solid. They got a couple pieces like Jeremy Chin and like Brian Burns, but give me our defense over there. So for the second consecutive team, I think our roster is better than both of those two teams, the Panthers and the Patriots. So move us up to 23. Now, and ahead of us is the Titans at 22, okay? The Titans roster, let's take a look at their roster. Yes, we know they got Derrick Henry, one of the best running backs in the league. Who else is in that running back room that I can think of off the top of my head? Nobody at this current juncture. I can't think of nobody in there who else is in that running back room for the Tennessee Titans. Then you go over to their wide receiver room. They just traded A.J. Brown. They got Traylon Burks, Robert Woods. Okay, cool. What else? I don't know off the top of my head either. I think our wide receiving core and group is way better than theirs. Tight end room, I can't even think of their tight end. Is it Chig from Maryland that they just drafted? Then you look at their offensive line, Taylor Lewan. Who else? I know they got a couple solid pieces on their offensive line, but give me our offensive line. We had a top 10 offensive line last year. Then you go to the defense side of the ball. They got Jeffrey Simmons, Harold Landry, Kevin Byard. But overall, our defense is better than theirs. Like, again, guys, I want you to keep in mind, we're talking about a whole entire roster. We're not just talking about one specific player or one specific position group. This is the whole entire roster. I think our roster overall is better than the Titans. I really do. You know, so that's another team I think we're better than. Then you go to 21, the Saints. I think the Saints is probably the first team that you may look at and be like, okay, Juan, they may be better than you. They may be better than you. And if the Saints are out there and they're arguing that with me, I'm not going to argue with them. I think the Saints roster may still be better than us overall. But then you have the Jets above the Saints? For real, CBS? Come on now. CBS, that's what we doing. You got the Jets roster over the Saints roster? As a whole. This isn't just one specific group. This is as a whole. I think our roster is better than the Jets. I think the Saints roster is better than ours just a little tad bit. Cardinals as a whole, Kyler Murray, he's a quarterback. I'm trying to think who else is on that team. I'm on the offense side of the ball. I believe they re-signed A.J. Brown. They still got D-Hop, obviously. They just traded for Marquise Hollywood Brown. They got James Conner they brought back. You could argue that the Cardinals roster is better than ours. And let me say this. I'm not saying Washington has a top 10 roster in all of football. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is our roster is definitely way better than the 25th ranked roster in the NFL. Like, there is no way you genuinely did your homework and you genuinely did your research and you think the Jets roster as a whole is better than the Washington Commanders. And not just better than the Washington Commanders, but 5 spots better than the Washington Commanders. Like, come on now. Like, come on, bro. And you got the Saints under the Jets. Like, the Saints roster is way better than the Jets roster. I would even argue to you that our roster may be better than the Cardinals roster as a whole, but since I don't know the Cardinals roster like that from front end to back end like I know the Commanders roster, I'm not going to argue that at the current moment. But if you were to come back to me and say, hey, Juan, our roster is actually better than the Cardinals, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, the 49ers, they may still be better than us a little bit. The Steelers, I would argue that our roster, if not better, is on the same same platform as them. I think we have a better quarterback group than them. I think we have a better receiving core than them. I think our offensive line is better than theirs. I think our tight end group is better than theirs. I think their defense is still better than ours. But overall, what I'm saying is the Washington Commanders roster is way better than the 25th ranked, and they need to put some respect on our name, but they're not going to do that. They're going to continue to disrespect us, and I welcome all disrespect, because once we finally go off this year and we take command and we're having ourselves a really good season, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to shove it in all these media heads' face, man, because they're disrespecting us, man. But like I said again, I welcome it. I welcome it. Because once we take command, It's gonna be crazy, bro. But yeah, man, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section down below. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe for to Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow my social media links down below in the description. Let me know what you guys think about this video. CBS Sports has the Washington Commanders ranked 25th roster in the entire NFL. I can't wait to read y'all comments. Leave them down below. I'm out. Peace.